Good evening, boys and girls. Today is Tuesday, September 22nd. We're going to go ahead and get started with our Google Meet. Miss Sarah is going to present and go to my Google Slides, and we are going to start with our spelling words. If you look and see, there's a bumblebee in the middle. Over here beside the bumblebee in orange, the orange rectangles are your spelling words. There are 10 spelling words. You would have a spelling test every Friday on Seesaw. My spelling words. We're going to go over the words. Miss Sarah's going to say them, and I'm going to spell them. And if you were on here with me, Miss Sarah would call your name, and I would have you to say them and to spell them. The first word is rock. R-O-C-K. Miss Sarah has a big rock beside my porch on the ground. It belonged to my grandma. Lock. The second word is lock. L-O-C-K. Did you remember to lock the door before we went to bed? Lock. The next word, top. T-O-P. Top. I think I left my keys on top of the bookshelf. The next word, shop. S-H-O-P. Shop. My sister loves to shop. She loves to go to the mall. The next word, H-O-P. Hop. My rabbit loves to hop when he sees me. Hop. Wait 1 minute. I'm going to turn this fan off because I think it's making a lot of noise. We're going to go to the second row of spelling words at the top. Over here in orange. The next word is got. G-O-T. Got. He got my, let me Sarah think. My pencil. I think he got my pencil. The next word, not. N-O-T, not. I do not have your crayon. Not. The next word, hot. H-O-T, hot. Please don't touch that pot on the stove. It is hot. The next word, wish. W-I-S-H. Wish. When I blow out the candles on my birthday cake, I always make a wish. The next word, mom. M-O-M. My mom is so nice. Mom. Now, boys and girls, we're going to go to Letterland. And I want you to say these words with Miss Sarah. And I want you to do the action tricks.
Annie Apple says,
ready?
Annie Apple says,
Bouncy Ben says,
Bouncy Ben says,
Clever Cat says,
Clever Cat says,
Dippy Duck says,
Dippy Duck says,
Eddie Elephant
Eddie
says,
Elephant says,
Firefighter Fred
Firefighter
says,
Fred says,
Golden Girl
Golden
says,
Girl says,
Harry Hatman
Harry
says,
Hatman says,
Envy Ink
Envy
says,
Ink says,
Jumping Jim
Jumping
says,
Jim says,
Kicking King
Kicking
says,
King says,
Lucy Lamplight
Lucy
says,
Lamplight says,
Munching Mike
Munching
says,
Mike says,
Noisy Nick
Noisy
says,
Nick says,
Oscar
Oscar
Orange
Orange says,
Peter Puppy
Peter
says,
Puppy says,
Quarrelsome
Quarrelsome
Queen
Queen says,
Red Robot,
Red Robot says,
Sammy
Sammy
Snake
Snake
says,
says,
Talking
Talking
Tess
Tess
says,
says,
Uppy
Uppy
Umbrella
Umbrella
says,
says,
Vicky
Vicky
Violet
Violet
says
says.
Walter
Walter Walrus says.
W.
Fix-It
Fix-It
Max
Max
says
says.
Yellow
Yellow
Yo-Yo
Yo-Yo
Man
Man
says
says.
Y.
Zigzag
Zigzag
Zebra
Zebra
says
says.
Z. Very good, boys and girls. We're going to go back to our Google Slides. Miss Sarah's going to share this with you. Now, boys and girls, I can identify the parts of a sentence. Look over here in green at these long green rectangles. The first one says my sentences. Now, there are two sentences. If Miss Sarah says read the first sentence, I want you to look at the sentence beside the number 1. If Miss Sarah says the second sentence, I want you to know that I'm talking about the sentence beside the number 2. Now, I'm going to read the first sentence. They went to the big rock. Now I'm going to read it again. They went to the big rock. And that's how you're supposed to do it, boys and girls. You're going to sound it out. Most of these words are your sight words from kindergarten and some of them in first grade. And what I do, I have the students to read these words and read this sentence all by themselves. Now, the second sentence says, they got on the ship. They got on the ship. Notice there's a period, a little dot at the end of each sentence. That's called a period. And at the beginning of every sentence, you're going to see the first letter in the word. You're going to notice that it is an uppercase letter, okay? A big letter, an uppercase letter. Notice the rest of the letters in the sentence are lowercase. Now, I can say the beginning, middle, and end sounds in a one-syllable word. So one-syllable words are like our spelling words. Rock, lock, top, shop, hop. Those only have one syllable. Now, if Miss Sarah says butterfly, we're going to count and see how many syllables the word butterfly has. Butterfly. 3. But we're not talking about words with 3 syllables. We're talking about words with only 1 syllable. These words are spelling words over here in orange. So what you're going to do, you're going to get your roller coasters out. You're only going to say the beginning sound, okay, and the end sound. So not the middle. And Miss Sarah is going to tell you what the beginning sound is. Now, if you tap the middle of your arm, you're going to say ok. Okay, because we're going to go over our word families up here that are in blue at the top, boys and girls. Okay, so Miss Sarah's going to show you a video first. I'm going to stop and pause it. And together, we are going to say these words, okay? We're going to sound out the beginning sound, and then we're going to tap the middle of our arm, and we're going to say ok. Now, the ending sound is going to be the same on every word that we're going to go over. But the beginning sound will be different, okay? So let's look at this video.
Turn and learn.
Turn and learn.
ABCs.
ABCs.
Word families.
Word families.
O-C-K.
O-C-K.
Ok.
Ok.
Let's get started.
Let's get started.
What could that
What
be?
could that be?
Something
Something
white?
white? This is a tough one.
Nothing
Nothing
there.
there.
Wonder
Wonder what this is. Sock.
S-O-C-K.
S-O-C-K.
Sock.
Sock.
All right, boys and girls, get your roller coasters out. You're going to hold your arm out. The beginning of this word starts with Sammy Snake sound. And then you're going to tap the middle of your arm and you're going to say ok, okay? Let's try it. Ok. Now we're going to blend these two sounds. Sock, sock. Okay? Very good, boys and girls. Let's do another one.
Let's do another one. I see something pink. It looks like it could be a box.
I can just see the edge of something here. Is that a star?
I think I know what this is. Block!
All right, boys and girls, we're going to sound out this word. Get your roller coasters out. Now remember, the end of this word is going to say "ok." It's going to be the same, but the beginning has a different sound. Bouncy Ben and Lucy Lamplight, they make a sound together. Okay, this is what I want you to say. Boo, and then I want you to say "ok." Let's try it. Boo, ok. Now let's blend these sounds together. Block, block. Very good. All right, we're going to do one more.
B-L-O-C-K.
Block.
Block. Okay.
One
more. Nothing there.
That looks
That
like
looks like something round.
Nothing there either. This is definitely a circle. I see numbers.
Oh,
I got
it. Clock.
All right, boys and girls, we're going to try this one out, okay? Now, remember, the ending sound is still the same, "ok." Now, the beginning sound is different. You're going to hear Clever Cat and Lucy Lamplight, and they're going to make a sound together. Cl, and then you're going to say "ok." Let's try it. Cl, ok. Now, we're going to combine both of those sounds. Cl, ok. Clock. Very good.
C-L-O-C-K. Clock.
Can you
Can you remember all the words that we discovered in the O-C-K word family?
Let's say them together.
Sock,
Sock,
block,
block,
and
and
clock.
clock.
You did
You did great.
Bye
Bye for now.
All right, boys and girls, we're going to come back to our Google Slides. Now, let's see what is next. I can identify common sight words. So at the bottom, boys and girls, in the purple rectangles are your sight words. There are only two for this week. All right, the first word is spelled T-H-E-Y. The word is they. They went to the store. They. The next word, W-E-N-T, went. She went upstairs. Went. Okay? Now, I want you to say those words. The first word, they. The second word, went. And if you were on here with Miss Sarah during your Google Meet, Miss Sarah would ask you to give me a sentence using one of those words. We're going to move on. A bad case of stripes. So Miss Sarah's going to let you listen to this story. I'm going to go over here on the bookshelf and I'm going to click on this book. And you are going to listen to this story.
A Bad Case of
A
Stripes
Bad Case of
by David
Stripes
Champ.
by David Champ.
Camilla Cream
loved lima beans.
She never ate
She
them.
never ate them.
All of her friends
All of her
hated
friends
lima beans,
hated
and she
lima
wanted
beans,
to
and she
fit
wanted
in.
to fit in.
Camilla was
Camilla was always
worried
worried about what other
thought
people
of her.
thought of her.
Today she was
fretting even more than usual.
It was the
It was
first
the
day
first day of
and
school,
she
and
couldn't
she
decide
couldn't decide
what
what
to
to wear.
There were so
There were
many
so
people
many
to
people to
impress.
impress.
She tried
She
on
tried on
42
outfits,
but none seemed quite
right.
She put
She
on
put on
a pretty red dress
and looked in the mirror.
Then
She
she screamed.
screamed.
Her mother
Her mother
ran
ran
into the room
and she screamed too.
Oh my heavens,
she cried. You're completely covered with stripes.
This was
This was certainly true.
Camilla
was striped from head to toe.
She looked,
She
like,
looked
a
like a rainbow.
Mrs.
Cream felt Camilla's forehead.
Do you
Do you feel all right?
She asked.
She asked.
I
I
feel
feel
fine,
fine,
Camilla
Camilla
answered.
answered.
But just
But
look at me. You get back in bed this instant,
her mother ordered.
You're not going to school
today.
Camilla
was relieved.
She didn't want to miss the first day of school,
but she was afraid of what the other kids would say.
And she had
And she
no
had no
idea
idea
what to wear with those
crazy
stripes.
stripes.
That
That afternoon, Dr. Bumble came to examine Camilla.
Most
Most extraordinary, he
exclaimed.
exclaimed.
I've
I've never seen anything like it.
Are you
Are you having any coughing,
sneezing,
runny nose, aches, pains, chills, hot flashes, dizziness, drowsiness, shortness of breath, or uncontrollable twitching?
No,
No, Camilla told him.
I
I feel fine.
Well
Well then,
Dr.
Bumble said,
turning to
Mrs. Cream.
I don't
I don't see any reason why she shouldn't go to school tomorrow.
Here's
some ointment that should help clear up those stripes in a few days.
If it
If it doesn't,
you know
where to reach me.
And
And
off
off
he
he went.
The next
The
day
next day
was
was a disaster.
Everyone
Everyone at school laughed at Camilla.
They
They
called her
Camilla Crayon and Night of the Living Lollipop.
She
She tried her best to act as if everything were normal, but when the class said the Pledge of Allegiance, her stripes turned red, white, and blue.
She
She broke out in stars.
The
The other kids thought this was great.
One
One yelled out, "Let's see some purple polka dots!"
Sure enough, Camilla turned all purple polka dotty.
Someone else shouted, "Checkerboard!"
And a
And a
pattern of squares covered her skin.
Soon, everyone was calling out different shapes and colors, and poor Camilla was changing faster than you can change channels on a TV.
That
That
night,
night, Mr. Harms, the school principal, called.
I'm
"I'm sorry, Mrs. Cream," he said.
I'm
"I'm going to have to ask you to keep Camilla home from school.
She's
She's
just
too much of a distraction.
And
I've been getting calls from the other parents.
They're
They're afraid those stripes may be
contagious.
contagious." Camilla was so embarrassed.
She
She couldn't believe that 2 days ago everyone liked her.
Now,
nobody wanted to be in the same room with her.
Her
Her father tried to make her feel better.
Is
"Is there anything I can get for you, sweetheart?" he
Yes.
asked.
No,
"No,
thank you,
sighed
sighed Camilla.
Camilla.
What she
She
really wanted was a nice plate of lima beans. But she had been laughed at enough for one day. Well, yes, I see, Dr. Bumble mumbled when Mr. Cream phoned the next day. I think
I
I'd
dropped
bring in the specialists. We'll be right over.
But an hour later, Dr. Bumble arrived with 4 people in long white coats.
He
He introduced them to the
creams.
creams.
This
This
is
is
Dr.
Dr.
Groff,
Groff,
Dr.
Dr. Sponge,
Dr.
Dr.
Cricket,
Cricket,
and
and
Dr.
Dr.
Young.
Young.
Then
Then the specialist went to work on Camilla.
They
They
squeezed and jabbed, tapped and tested. It was
Very uncomfortable.
Well, it's not
It's not
the
the
mumps,
mumps,
concluded
Dr. Grob.
Or the measles, said Dr. Sponge.
Definitely not chickenpox, put in Dr. Cricket.
Or
Or
sunburn,
sunburn,
said
said
Dr.
Dr.
Young.
Young.
Try these,
said the specialist.
They
They
each handed her a
bottle
bottle
filled
with
with different colored pills.
Take
Take one of each before bed, said Dr. Gobb.
Then
Then
they
they
filed out the front door, followed by Dr. Bumble. That
That
night,
night,
Camilla
Camilla
took her medicine. It was
It was
awful.
awful.
When she
When she
woke up the next morning, she did feel different. But when she got dressed, her clothes didn't fit right. She looked in the mirror, and there, staring back at her, was a giant, multicolored pill with her face on it. Dr. Bumble rushed over as soon as Mrs. Cream called. But this time, said the specialist, he brought the experts. Dr. Gord and Dr. Mel were the finest scientific minds in the land. Once again, Camilla was poked and prodded, looked at and listened to. The experts wrote down lots of numbers, and they huddled together and whispered. Dr. Gord finally spoke.
It might be a virus, he announced with authority.
Suddenly,
Fuzzy little virus balls appeared all over Camilla.
Or
possibly some form of bacteria, said Mr. Mellon. Out popped squiggly little bacteria trails.
Or it
Or
could
it could
be
be
a
a
fungus,
added
added
Dr.
Gord.
Gord.
Instantly, Camilla was covered with different colored fungus blotches. The experts looked at Camilla, then at each other. We
We
need to go over
these
these numbers again back at the lab,
Dr.
Dr.
Gord
explained.
explained.
We'll
We'll
call you when
we
we know
something.
something. But the experts didn't have a clue, much less a cure. By now, the TV news had found out about Camilla. Reporters from every channel were outside her house telling the story of the bizarre case of the incredible changing kid. Soon, a huge crowd was camped out on the front lawn. The creams were swamped with all kinds of remedies from psychologists, herbalists, nutritionists, psychics, an old medicine man, a guru, and even a veterinarian. Each so-called cure only added to poor Camilla's strange appearance until it was hard to even recognize her. She sprouted roots and berries and crystals and feathers and long furry tail, but nothing worked. One day, a woman who called herself an environmental therapist claimed she could cure Camilla. Close your eyes, she said. Breathe deeply and become one with your room. I wish you hadn't said that, Camilla groaned. Slowly, she started to melt into the walls of her room. Her bed became her mouth. Her nose was a dresser, and two paintings were her eyes. The therapist screamed and ran from the house. "What are we going to do?" cried Mrs. Cream. "It just keeps getting worse and worse." She began to sob. At that moment, Mr. Cream heard a quiet little knock at the front door. He opened it, and there stood an old woman who was just as plump and sweet as a strawberry. "Excuse me," she said brightly, "but I think I can help." She went into Camilla's room and looked around. "My goodness," she said with a shake of her head. "What we have here is a bad case of stripes. One of the worst I've ever seen." She pulled a container of small green beans from her bag. "Here," she said. "These might do the trick." "Are those magic beans?" asked Mrs. Cream. "Oh my, no," replied the kind old woman. "There's no such thing. These are just plain old lima beans. I bet you'd like some, wouldn't you?" she asked Camilla. Camilla wanted a big, heaping plateful of lima beans, more than just about anything, but she was still afraid to admit it. "Yuck," she said. "No one likes lima beans, especially me." "Oh dear," the old woman said sadly. "I guess I was wrong about you." She put the beans back in her bag and started toward the door. Camilla watched the old woman walk away. Those beans would taste so good. And being laughed at for eating them was nothing compared to what she'd been going through. She finally couldn't stand it. Wait, she cried. The truth is, I really love lima beans. I thought so, the old woman said with a smile. She took a handful of beans and popped them into Camilla's mouth. Said Camilla. Suddenly, the branches, feathers, and squiggly tails began to disappear. Then the whole room swirled around. When it stopped, there stood Camilla, and everything was back to normal. I'm cured, she shouted. Yes, said the old woman. I knew the real you was in there somewhere. She patted Camilla on the head. Then she went outside and vanished into the crowd. Afterward, Camilla wasn't quite the same. Some of the kids at school said she was weird, but she didn't care a bit. She ate all the lima beans she wanted, and she never had even a touch of the stripes again.
The end, boys and girls. All right.
Thanks for watching Hearts and Heroes. Like and
So, if you were on here, Miss Sarah would be asking you what happened at the beginning, what happened in the middle, and what happened at the end of the story. Who were the characters? The characters can be people or animals in the story. Miss Sarah would ask you, where did the sit-in take place? Was it inside? Was it outside? Was it in a forest? Where was it at? So if you've ever watched the movie Frozen, you will know that the setting is in a castle and in a forest. Okay? Now, every story has a problem where something goes wrong. Someone's in trouble or something's just not right. Well, she had a bad case of stripes. Something just wasn't right and she couldn't go to school. Okay? But at the end, we know what happened. They went away, right? And she loved lima beans. And I think that she continued to eat lima beans because she didn't want to ever have stripes again, boys and girls. So, Miss Sarah is going to go to Seesaw. I'm going to show you what you're supposed to be doing for homework, okay? So, let me go back to my Google Slides. I need to present. And this is what you were supposed to be doing for homework every day, okay? On your iPads that you will get or that you already have, you will go to Seesaw. See this little boy? He's going to Seesaw. And the kids, they love getting on Seesaw because it's fun. So Miss Sarah's going to show you what you do on Seesaw, okay? You're going to always go to activities and you will find your name. Today is Tuesday, so I'm going to go to Tuesday. You're supposed to go to Tuesday for today. Each day you have to go to the assignments for that day. Like tomorrow will be Wednesday. You will look for Wednesday assignments. Now, you're going to always look at the instructions up here and read the instructions. Your parents will help you. But Miss Sarah is going to help you. I'm not going to do every one of these. I'm going to show you how to do maybe 2. Down here, you can click on the pen. And you can come over here and change it to any color you want to. Right now, it's on blue. So Miss Sarah is going to take my pen and I'm going to circle this picture. You have to match the pictures with the words at the bottom. And if you don't know what these words are, boys and girls, you need to sound them out. Here is your hand. You click on that tool right there where the hand is. It's called the hand tool. Now, I'm going to look at these here words. I'm going to put them over here where I can see them. Cop, mop, cot. A cot is like a bed that people sleep on. Dog, jog, log, ox. Okay? Now you're going to match up these words with the picture. So the first picture Miss Sarah circled is an ox. I'm going to look at these words and I'm going to sound them out. Ox, ox, ox. What letter begins with the sound ah? Ah. The letter O. And then x, the letter X. So I'm going to pick this up. Make sure you click on your hand tool to pick it up and move it. Miss Sarah's going to pick it up and I'm going to move it up under that picture of the ox. Now, let's look at the next picture. Miss Sarah's going to click on my pen. I'm going to change the color to maybe green. Now, I'm going to circle this picture with a green pen. Now, I want you to look at these words and see which word goes here. Cop, mop, cot, dog, jog, log. I'm going to click on my hand tool and I'm going to pick up the word cop because this looks like a cop. And I'm just going to place it right there. You're going to do that for each picture and each word. You're going to click on the green check when you get done, okay? So once you submit it, Miss Sarah can see it and I can check it, okay? Every day you will get on Seesaw for homework. Now, let's go down and look for another assignment. There's our math. And we have one more assignment for Tuesday, ELA. You're going to find the short A sound, the short I, and the short O sound. Now, we're going to go to math. It's time for math. Miss Sarah's going to click on Add Response. You will find your name, and you will begin. So, you can always use the pencil tool down here or the pen tool, okay? Now, Miss Sarah's going to use the pen tool. This time I want to use the color purple. All right, so boys and girls, we have 2 plus 5. So Miss Sarah's going to do 1, 2. Okay, let me see if I can make this bigger. Let's do it like this. Okay, so Miss Sarah has 1, 2 plus 5. So Miss Sarah's going to change the color, and I'm going to do 5 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, Miss Sarah's going to change this here color again because I want to point out something to you. When you see this here, the equal sign, right here, when you see the equal sign, that means how many do you have all together? So let's count and see how many we have all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 all together. So Miss Sarah's going to take my pen tool and write the number 7. And that's all you have to do, boys and girls. All right, we're going to end for right now, okay?